extraordinary has happened, and the world is still trying to make sense out of it. On 3rd January, Saturday, Donald Trump launched an attack on Venezuela and captured its sitting president, Nicolas Maduro. It's the kind of moment that feels almost unreal, even in today's turbulent world. Maduro is being held in New York. Trump says the United States now runs Venezuela. But does it really? What exactly is his plan for the country? For now, Trump is not slowing down. After Venezuela, he is overly threatening Colombia, Cuba, and even Greenland. It feels like he is daring half the world to react. He is also talking about recovering what he calls Venezuela's stolen oil. We'll explain what that means. We'll also take you inside Operation Absolute Resolve, how Maduro was captured, what really happened on the ground, and the big question trending on social media: did Chinese weapons fail when Venezuela came under attack? Plus, we'll tell you who the key power players in Venezuela are now and how Trump's smash and grab foreign policy is reshaping global politics. I want to give a big thanks to our sponsor, Ion Infotech. They are not just any tech company, they are our digital partner here at Sutra Network, helping us bring you the content that often gets overlooked by the media but really matters. Ion Infotech is all about the digital future. They specialize in AI, app development, and yes, even game app development. They use their unique 4D model: discovery, design, development, and deployment to ensure every project is a success. And in today's world, every business needs a strong digital presence. They are the ones who can help you move beyond traditional marketing and get your business visible on modern platforms like Gemini, ChatGPT, and all those new AI search and source hubs. So if you are looking to bring your digital project to life and really stand out online, definitely check them out. And remember, by supporting them, you are supporting us. Hit the link in the description, mention Sutra Network, and you'll get a little extra perk. To know more, visit ioninfotech.com. Now let's get back to the video. Operation Absolute Resolve was a swift, late-night strike focused on one objective: Maduro himself. US forces targeted Caracas, moved in quickly and extracted Maduro and his wife, without engaging in prolonged combat. There was no drawn-out battle on the ground, no widespread destruction, and no attempt to occupy territory. Within hours, Maduro was airborne, flown directly to New York to face trial. Did Chinese weapons fail? Social media has been buzzing with one question: did Chinese weapons fail when Venezuela came under attack? The reality is more straightforward. Venezuela's defenses were never fully activated. The operation succeeded because of surprise and precision, not because Venezuelan or Chinese made systems collapsed. There is no verified evidence of weapon failure, only speculation amplified online. Maduro is currently being held in Manhattan jail and is set to appear in court. The charges against him are severe: narco-terrorism, conspiracy to smuggle cocaine, and possession of machine guns. If convicted, he could face life imprisonment. His wife, his son, and his interior minister have also been charged, winding the legal net around his inner circle. Back in Venezuela, the situation is tense but controlled. Power has not collapsed. Maduro's deputy, Delcy Rodriguez, has assumed the role of acting president. She is a loyalist and the state machinery remains intact. The military is still aligned with the regime. There is no civil war, no coup, no opposition takeover. The only difference is that Maduro himself is gone. Yet, Trump tells a very different story. He claims the United States now runs Venezuela. We are going to run the country until there can be a safe, proper, and judicious transition, Trump said. How that transition would work remains unclear. The US has no troops stationed in Venezuela, and officials insist this was not an invasion. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has underlined that point. There is no occupation force and no formal administration in place. Could the Venezuelan opposition take over? The most prominent opposition leader is Maria Corina Machado, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, whose party reportedly swept the 2024 elections, but Trump has refused to back her, saying she lacks the necessary support and respect. So there are no troops, no opposition government, and no regime collapse. That's why this does not resemble a traditional regime change. The system remains intact, only the leader has been removed. There is no promise of democracy, no talk of liberation. What Trump has been clear about is his method. This is pressure politics, intimidation. He has warned Maduro's allies that they could face the same fate. His threats toward Colombia, Cuba, and Greenland reinforce the message: comply or face consequences. Inside Venezuela, public reaction is deeply divided. Many Venezuelans living abroad have celebrated Maduro's capture. Inside the country, protests have broken out, demanding his release. And while Venezuelans want democracy and better life, there is little appetite for American control. For now, everything hinges on Delcy Rodriguez. If she cooperates, Trump may get what he wants without further escalation. If she resists, the next move lies with Washington. Strip away the rhetoric and the facts are stark. One country attacked another without provocation. One country kidnapping a sitting head of state. The coming weeks will determine Venezuela's future. The regime is still standing for now. The question is whether it can survive what comes next. Now let's talk about what happens when a superpower breaks the rules. We have gotten used to seeing conflicts and flashpoints, but to kidnap a sitting president, that's as reckless and brazen as it gets. So, the international community must be furious, right? Well, some of them are. Maduro did have some allies in the anti-US camp like Iran, China, and Russia, and they have strongly condemned the attack. Moscow is calling this an act of armed aggression. After all, what sort of bully attacks a smaller neighbor? Now we come to American allies, especially those in Europe. How are the champions of a rules-based order reacting to this with their trademark hypocrisy? The EU has repeatedly stated that Mr. Maduro lacks legitimacy and has opposed a peaceful transition. Under all circumstances, the principles of international law and the UN Charter must be respected. We call for restraint. Calling for restraint. A sitting president was captured in the middle of the night. I think we are long past restraint. Imagine if Russia had done this to Ukraine's President Zelensky, attacked bases at night, swooped in with the helicopters, arrested Zelensky and his wife, and flown them back to Russia. How would the European Union have responded? Would they have still called for restraint, or would they have condemned it? This is the double standard I was talking about. Trump's other ally, the United Kingdom, is distancing itself from the attack. With what face will the West now ask China to stay away from Taiwan or Russia to end the war in Ukraine? Forget a moral high ground. They don't have any ground left to stand on. Now just to be clear, no one here is calling Maduro a good guy because he was not. Nicolas Maduro rigged elections. He crushed dissent. His allies looted public resources and his policies left the people impoverished. So among Venezuelans, there is relief. We saw celebrations by the Venezuelan diaspora in the region. But Venezuela's problems do not justify a US military intervention. They do not justify bombing a capital and kidnapping a president and his wife. Certainly not without global support or approval. In America's eyes, Maduro was an illegal president, but in international law, he was a head of state. By capturing him, the US has once again ripped apart the rules-based order. They have proven a long-standing theory in geopolitics. Where many news channels are caught up in noise and agendas, Sutra Network stands firmly with facts and truth. We don't chase sensationalism, we show reality. If you believe in honest journalism, join us for truth, for change. And if you have a story that needs to reach the people, click the link below and share it with us. For more information, read our article on this. Link is mentioned in the description.